Okay, I think we're good. I think we're almost ready. So that is what we're doing today. Hopefully you guys are excited about that. Oh, good. We're going to go live right now over on the Instagram. Cool. We have done it. Thank you guys for being here. It is a very, very chilly and rainy night. Do not worry. I've already called my congressman about this weather. This is unacceptable. I've let him know. No good. We're in Southern California. We need the good weather. Otherwise, what are we doing here? We're making a cocktail tonight called the Halekulani. I've already seen that Tiki Tom is, this is one of Tiki Tom's very favorites, bourbon tiki cocktails. It's probably the best bourbon tiki cocktail. There are a couple other great ones, but certainly this is the one. What we're doing tonight is we are going to be making this so that bartenders that bartend at home, which is currently what I am. I am a bartender that, not at home, but at the bar, but it's, you know, it's a small bar, so that I can make this cocktail anytime that I would like, and thus be ready to go. And we're gonna be using frozen juices, all the frozen juices, all juices frozen tonight. Who isn't frozen? Let me see who isn't frozen. Let me talk to you guys real quick. Let's see. Oh, greetings to Moose. Oh, dang it, Moose. 1 second. Oh, now I've closed out the whole thing. Give me a second, Moose. I have your whole thing. Animals. Bourbon. Good to see you there, Moose. Always a pleasure, never a chore. Tiki Court is here. Cheers to y'all. Cheers to Tiki Court. Absolutely. This is me letting you know that YouTube went down for like 30 minutes right before the show. Not a great situation to have. And yet here we are. Good evening, Shawnee Bandabaker. Good to see you, Shawnee. Pismo to Arizona. I don't know what the weather is like in Arizona, but if I know anything, whatever it's like here in Southern California, in 2 days it'll be like that in Arizona. So Pismo, batten down the hatches, pal. I know what it's like to rain in Arizona. No fun. Who else we got in here? We have... Oh, a Tiki Bonbon is here. Tiki Bonbon, of course, had to close down Bonbon's Boom Boom, or Bonnie's Boom Boom room. That is her Tiki bar because, of course, snow, Tiki don't go well together. Craig is here. What's up, Craigie? Good to see Craigie, as always. DC Debbie Clark, winner of the 2023 Cush Tucky Derby, is here with Bonbon, winner of the 2025 Cush Tucky Derby. We got 2 out of the 3 here. The Salmons are here. Good to see you both, the Salmons. Chris and Amy tuned in. Good, good, good. My plan is coming together. Roger G is here. Happy Alignment Day, everyone. What? Mardi Gras, Lunar New Year. Oh my goodness. Well, good. Get aligned, everybody. If you were out of line, stop it immediately. Susan Lang, it's my mom. Hi, Mom. Amy Beer, did I say Amy Beer is here? If I haven't, she's here. Good. Who else we got? Tiki Tom is here. Halekulani, one of his favorite. I know Tiki Tom is one of these rare Tiki types that loves bourbon. So this will be a great cocktail for him. And there we go. Okay. That is who is here. We're making a Halekulani tonight. Listen, it is cold everywhere. It is snowing everywhere. It is miserable weather out there. But you know where the weather isn't miserable? Here at Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. Because, of course, we have the power of lights. We have a brand new scene that we're going to play right here. And let's have everybody head with me right over to the beach. All right. A little faker outer there. Put some birds in there. All right. Welcome, everybody, to Dr. Cush's Exotic Beach Hideout. We are going to be hiding away from the rain today here where I'm... Is everything just way too loud? It seems like everything is way too loud. Let me just see if I can't turn some of these down. There we go. The birds are a little loud. Okay, there's the birds. Let's see if I can't... This is a brand new scene, so we're going to have to turn down some of this. There we go. Way better. We'll turn these on. And there we go. All right. Here we are at Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. We are, oh gosh, I fade right into the background now. We are going to be making a cocktail called the Halekulani, a spectacular cocktail. Made of bourbon, made of lots of juices, and because we are a home bar, it is sometimes tough to keep juices fresh. You want fresh juices. So tonight we're going to be using three different frozen juices, and also foregoing a couple ingredients, switching a couple ingredients out so that we can have this cocktail at the ready at any point. All we need to do is have some frozen juices ready to go, a little bit of maraschino cherry, some sugar, some bitters, and some bourbon, and we are in stock with all of those things. So let's get to it. This is a shaken cocktail, and it's especially shaken because the ingredients we're putting in here, if my producer is watching and the noise is like way off, she can let me know. The lovely Motu Jen. We're gonna start over here with our completely empty shaker tin. I feel like I'm gonna get a suntan. I don't want to get too much of a farmer stand. Let's see if we can roll these up a little bit, show off the guns. Oh yeah, way better. Okay, so what we want to start off with, obviously cheapest ingredients first, and especially, I already have a farmer stand. How did I do that? I don't go outside. The birds are a little loud. Great. I can fix that, Motu Jen. The birds are a little loud, aren't they? Turn these birds down just a little bit. There, now they're just in the background. Okay, since the cheapest ingredients that we normally put in here is juice, but for a, this looks ridiculous, but for a home bartender, sometimes that's the most expensive ingredient. If you're gonna go out and buy a single lime at 75 cents, well, geez Louise, what are we doing? But if you go out and you make a bunch of pseudo juice and you have a bunch of extra juice lying around, freeze that juice. You always have juice ready to go. Same thing with pineapple juice. So nice to have pineapple juice, obviously, fresh, ready to go. But how many pineapple juice drinks can you drink in a single week before all of this goes bad? Some of you, probably lots. But some of you are not drinking like that, and that's great. Listen, we're all trying to get our lives back on track. The one that is going to hurt some feelings today is, of course, poor Kyle. I am not going to be using fresh orange juice. I'm going to be using a fresh orange juice squeezed and frozen. That way, and if Kyle wants to fight me on this, he can. That way, when an orange is on the verge of going bad, we can pick it and freeze it, and then Kyle's oranges can live on forever. So let's get into it. The good news about this cocktail, the reason we chose this cocktail, is because everything comes in the same... Yeah, sorry, Kyle. I know that that's a bit of a bummer to you. Don't worry. None of your oranges are going to waste. Instead, we're doing something else. So I have one of these little snack bags right here. We're going to start off with our orange juice. Orange juice. This is half of an ounce of some orange juice. We're gonna move over to lemon juice. We made some pseudo juice a while ago. We saved all of the fresh squeezed lemon juice that we don't put into the pseudo juice. We froze that. Now we have a little bit of lemon juice right there. And pineapple juice. When we make a pineapple, we like to squeeze the pineapple juice, use some of it fresh, but then freeze the rest of it. Half an ounce of some pineapple juice. Super, super easy. Ooh. All of that is sour. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, now, what we're going to add into this is these are other bartending tricks. We are going to be putting in some grenadine. Now, I am always on top of my grenadine game. I have some grenadine ready to go. This cocktail, however, has a ton of huge flavors. Bourbon is something that we are going to want to support in this. The pineapple, the lemon, and the orange are also big in here, and this cocktail does not call for a lot of grenadine. There are big flavored grenadines, certainly, but there are also things that are similar to grenadine that we can use instead. And as a bartender that's been making this cocktail since I started teaching classes about hate to say it, about 18 years ago, I oftentimes will take some of this. Now, this right here is just some maraschino cherries. Something that you should have at your bar. It's nice to put maraschino cherries into things like the Manhattan. Nice to put into just almost all kinds of great cocktails, great classic cocktails call for a cherry. A ton of tiki cocktails call for a cherry with an orange or a cherry with a pineapple, something like that. Good to have. But they sit and they soak in all of this juice. That's just syrup right there, just cherry syrup. The first thing I like to remind people when we are talking about grenadine is that grenadine is not cherry syrup. It is pomegranate simple syrup, not cherry simple syrup. It's not cherry, but they do have a similar tartness. They can bring similar things to a cocktail, and what we want this cocktail to turn out to be is just a little bit red. Just a tiny touch red, a little bit of flavor in there, and hardly a flavor better than cherry syrup. We don't need a lot of this stuff, all right? 1 bar spoon will be just fine. So we're gonna reach in here. We're not gonna get a cherry. We're gonna take a bar spoon, and we are just going to dump that right in here. Now, I like it. I'm gonna put a little more in here. Am I ruining the cocktail? You be the judge. Okay. I wouldn't recommend putting this cherry juice in here. All right, this, not the same. Go to the Costco. Costco has usually a great deal on those Luxardo maraschino cherries, or do what I really like to do. It used to only be a yearly thing. They used to only have them at Christmas time. I think they have them all the time now. Go to Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's has Amarena cherries. Now that sounds like a different thing than maraschino cherries. It is. Just in the cherry though, right? Just the cherry is a different type of cherry. They're still going to treat them the same way. They're going to throw them in with a bunch of syrup, you know, a bunch of, I don't know how they make the syrup, where they masticate the cherries and add some sugar to it. I don't know how they do it. I'm not a cherry expert. But it's going to be a similar process and a similar juice. And when push comes to shove, a $25 of Luxardo maraschino cherry can, one of those things, is 5 times as expensive as the $4.99, $5.91 you can get at Trader Joe's. And comes in a cool little jar. Amarena cherries. Very similar. Okay, so we now have our sweetener in here. Some sweet coming from the pineapple, some sweet coming from the orange. A lot of sour coming from the lemon, some sour coming from the pineapple, some sour coming from the orange. We need to get this thing bittered up, all right? When you think of tiki drinks, if you're ever worried about how the tiki drink is meant to be, we got to think of a cocktail called the punch. 1 of sour, 2 of sweet, 3 of strong, 4 of weak, and a little spice to make it all nice. When we talk spice in the tiki game, we're often talking about not Amy beer. Sometimes we're talking about Amy beer. We're talking about spice in the tiki game. Sometimes we're talking about Amy beer. Most times we're talking about Angostura bitters. This is just Amy Beer's sponsored bottle. So we're going to be putting in like 3 or 4 dashes of some Angostura bitters. Sounded like 8, looked like 8, was 4. It's a half dash. All right. We got to booze this up. Tiki drinks, normally, a rum situation, not for the Halekulani. The Halekulani was created at a place called the House Without a Door at the Halekulani Resort. It's an old Hawaiian resort, and when people were discovering Hawaii, when they were finally making their way over to Hawaii to sort of figure it out, rum still not everybody's favorite thing. So they had to work with us, and I don't know if this is a bad word. Yeah, house without a key. Isn't that what it's called? House without a key. House without a key. I don't know if this is a bad word. I don't know if I'm going to be kicked off of YouTube for saying this. Us haoles, right? A haole is somebody that goes to Hawaii, isn't from Hawaii. Usually a haole is somebody that doesn't really respect Hawaii. They're just there for the vacation. That is not how we should be doing anything. When you go to Hawaii, realize that there is a rich cultural history there, that the people there are amazing. They're very proud, and they lived off the earth, and they rode. These guys rode to get there. A 6-hour plane ride for me, I'm done. Right? These guys were going days in a little tiny boat. Anyway, us haoles were showing up. We're like, I don't want to do rum. I don't want to do rum. I have to do rum. Don't make me do rum. All right, they said at the Halekulani, they said instead, let's do bourbon. So, reach down here, find our bourbon. This is Maker's Mark. This was my first favorite bourbon. I had a friend in college. Her name was Michaela. She's been on the show a little while ago. And she said, listen, the best thing to drink is a Maker's Mark Manhattan. She just said that. She said out loud, the best thing to drink is a Maker's Mark Manhattan. And so, I didn't know much about what we were doing there. They don't teach you to drink before you get to college. I fell in love with Maker's Mark Manhattans, and since then, it's always been a big friend of mine. Now, the original recipe calls for 1.5 ounces, which is fine. That's fine. But we do have a tradition here at Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks, something called the Apostle Pour. The Apostle of Tiki was the first person to ever tell me to take my show out of the bars, or my classes out of the bars, make them into a show. And so the reason that this show exists in the first place was a guy named the Apostle. So we gave him a rule. If you see a cocktail that calls for 1.5 ounces of anything and there's no other booze in it, you are free to pull the Apostle card. Drop the Apostle card right on the bar and say, we're going to apostle this. We're going to take this from 1.5 ounces up to 2 ounces. All right, so we're just going to hit this with 2 ounces of a delicious American bourbon. If you want to stay traditional, you don't want to howl this, kind of howling it right now. You don't want to howl this, 1.5 ounces is the way to go. However, listen, it is a dark and stormy night out there. The night is dark and full of terrors currently, and I am not interested in 1.5 ounces of bourbon. Now, everything we added in here that was juice that we could freeze has been frozen. So we need to break that up first. We want to get all of that broken up before we bring our ice into this, because if we're shaking this hoping that all this juice will melt, while also hoping that all the ice will melt, we're going to melt far too much ice into this. Now, Clark asked the right question. I did just do a redundancy. I said this is a nice American bourbon. Yes, all bourbon is American. Even if it's made of 51% corn outside of the United States, in Canada, and anywhere else, that is not bourbon. That is a corn whiskey. If it's made in America, that's bourbon. Same thing with tequila. You can make an agave spirit. They make agave spirit in South Africa, similar temperature to where they make it in Mexico. You can make agave spirit down there. Cannot call it tequila. If you make 51% mash bill whiskey outside of the United States, you got to find some other name for it, pal. Not for you. Yes, it's one of the first requirements. Do you think Tiki Tom knows the rest of them? I have a feeling that he does. I don't know much about Tiki Tom, other than what I know here. I have a feeling he has at least 2 of them tattooed somewhere on him. Just taking a guess. That's a bourbon guy. Okay, we're gonna give this a shake until we no longer hear that juice in there. All of this motion. First of all, it's gonna warm us up. There we go. It's gonna warm us up, but it's also going to warm up all that juice, and it's going to help this juice to melt. It's gonna get everything all mixed in with each other. Still in there. We want to shake this until we no longer hear all of the juice ice clattering. All right? This is different than water ice clattering. There's a technique called a whip shake, where you put a couple pieces of ice into a drink and you shake it until that ice is all gone. That's a whip shake. That's what we're doing here. We're whip shaking this ice until it's all broken up. Now, oh yeah, there we go. Let's bring in the beach cam right here. Oh! Apparently beach cam's not working tonight. That's fine. Trust me. It's melt. I was just going to show you. I'm going to show you melted ice. It's no good. Oh, Tiki Tom has a needle phobia. Well, I guarantee it if he didn't have that needle phobia. I also have a needle phobia. I guarantee it if he didn't. At least 2 of the rules. Now, which rules? Probably the American one. Got to be made in America. Got to be made of 51% corn. Those are the 2 that I would assume he would have on there. But would he have no adulterants? That's a good rule to put on there. Just for nothing else. Just put no adulterants. Can't add anything to it. It got to be the color it comes out. Don't get a tattoo. They're tattooed on my heart. That's much better. Okay, let's go ahead and put in a... Oh. It's broke rule number 1. You want to pour all your stuff into the little one. Try to pour it into the big one. That's not right. Little one. Wrong. Right. Lots and lots of ice. Yep. New oak barrel. That's exactly right. A new char white oak. Got to be new char. Got to be white oak. And then there's the amounts of alcohol you can put into it before you put it into the barrel and how much you pull out of it. There's a whole situation, but those are the big ones. All right. Oh, it's got to be at least 40% ABV. That's bourbon. That's how that works. We're going to go back and forth. We're going to go up and down. We're going to just, since it's already fairly cold, because all the ingredients we put in here are pretty cold, we don't need to chill this too much. Instead, what we want to do is we want to melt a little bit of ice in here. So we're going to give this a couple really big, heavy shakes, hopefully crack some of the ice so that ice can melt in here, and then it's all mixed. We did the whip shake earlier. Now we're going to just give it a little bit of water. Oh, that's looking great. That is looking like a real cocktail. All right, what do we serve it in? What do we serve this in? Oh my goodness, what do we serve it in? A lot of people will tell you that you have to serve this drink up. They're not wrong. A lot of people will tell you that you have to serve this one on the rock. They're not wrong. This cocktail works so many ways. If you want it to be, if you want it to warm up a little bit as you're going, you want to feel that bourbon hit you a little bit stronger. You want the bourbon to come out. Serve this one up. If instead you want to keep this as a fairly tropical cocktail, a great thing to add to this is some ice and put it on the rocks. I like the rocks. Unless I have too many rocks glasses just piling up back here, so I'm going to use it. We are going to do a dirty dump. A dirty dump looks a lot like this. There we go. We're going to use that ice that we shook with, so we're a little crushed there. We're going to add just a touch more of that ice. There we go. Here's some good crushed ice. Crushed ice right over the top. There we go. And that's it. We have a really nice, sort of pink cocktail. Just a little pink. That's going to come from your grenadine, obviously, or it is going to come from what we use, which was maraschino cherry syrup. Both work. One of them is more correct, one of them isn't more correct. But if you don't want to make grenadine and you have cherries lying around, it's a great way to substitute. Just put one in for the other, the exact same amounts. They should do very, very similar things. Garnish. I have more plastic bags in here. We put pineapple in here, right? Well, then why wouldn't we take one of our pineapple fronds and throw it right in... We're going to spill everything. There we go. Throw that right in there. Little pineapple. Shove that in there. And we also put... Oh, yes. Was the Ocoleao mentioned earlier? I did not mention Ocoleao. It's a good... Listen. Chuck clearly knows what he's up to. Chuck has all the words. American bourbon. Ocoleao. Ocoleao is a near distinct, near extinct type of spirit. It is a spirit. It is a specifically a Hawaiian spirit that can be substituted pretty easily. There we go. I want one of these. Give it to me. That can be substituted pretty easily for whiskey. A lot of the same flavors. It's that barrel aging that they put onto it. If I could get my hands on some Ocoleao, would we use Ocoleao? Not in this drink. No, we would drink Ocoleao by itself. But Ocoleao is very interesting. They still serve it in Hawaii. They just do not put it on planes and send it to the mainland. That is something they keep for themselves, and you got to respect it, right? The Hawaiians out there making their own whiskey type substance, and they don't want us to have it. And honestly, we're pretty good. We are going to throw a cherry right here. Easy to find at any ABC store. Ocoleao? Chuck, I gotta ask. What the hell's an ABC store? I don't even know what that means. Is that a like a type of store? Well now, damn it, Chuck. What am I gonna do with my weekend? I had plans this weekend. I gotta go searching ABC stores. Do we have ABC stores in Southern California? Oh, a Hawaiian store. If you've been to Hawaii, you wouldn't ask that. It's true. Oh, they're all over. Oh, Virginia has ABC. Well, I believe there's one in Las Vegas. Not in LA? That doesn't seem right. Seems rude. Had to sip a little bit before we put it in there. This is it, guys. The Halekulani, the first, at least written about cocktail from the which has any bourbon in it. Very nice, very interesting. Hopefully you guys are able to make this. Cheers to you. The cherry really does something nice to it. The pineapple, nice and sweet, brings it up. If you find that it's a little too sour, a little sugar syrup wouldn't hurt anybody. You can throw some Demerara simple syrup in here. I have always skipped that step, make it my own, because I do like all the blending that's going on here. I don't think it needs a lot more sugar. Cheers to you guys. That's a darn good drink. That's a darn good drink. Yeah, boy, I have never, I'll be very honest with you guys, no idea what an ABC, I just never even heard of it. Wow. You learn stuff all the time, huh? That's why we do the show. To learn. Mostly so I can learn. I don't know what you guys are doing. I don't know why you guys watch the show. Yes. Thanks for the heads up. Bonbon. I avoid the strip in Fremont like the plague. Ah. Oh, there you go. You'll never find it. Oh, gosh. We went too long. Hopefully you guys got... Oh, it's a state-controlled liquor store. Well, that's the problem right there. We all know when I eventually run for president, I will do two things. I will fill in the potholes, and I will get rid of all of this state-run liquor stores. Or at least all the liquor stores will have the same rules. I don't know how we're going to do it. But that's what we got. State-controlled liquor store, yeah. Well, if you guys find some Oko Leao, send it over. we'll make... Okay, no, they aren't state-controlled. All right, well, now here we are. Now I don't know what to do now. ABC stores may be different in different places. I'm just learning about them, so I'll have to do some research on some ABC stores to get some Oko Leao here at Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I have only tried it one time. It was good. It was good. It's good. It didn't blow my mind. It's good, though. It's good. Obviously, there are different types of Oko Leao, methods, etc. That is what I got for you guys. We did 40 minutes on one cocktail again, and not okay. Around Tiki Tom there. No. Tiki Tom, do they sell Oko Leao at yours? My dad lives near you. I might have him send me a bottle. They're like a convenience store. They're all over the Hawaiian Islands. Okay. Well, gonna figure it out. That's what I got for you guys. Thank you so much for joining Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I am Dr. Cush. Hopefully we brought a little sunshine into your very, very cold lives. I am going to go put my jacket back on because as bright and lovely as it seems in here, Smuggler's Cove is now $11.94 on Amazon. Just a heads up. Oh, the book. Highly recommend that book. ABC sells Hawaiian shirts, jewelry, keychains, etc. Maybe a little outing? Maybe we should all go to a little outing? Maybe a little Dr. Cush's Exotic ABC store trip? Worst things in life have happened. That's what I got for you guys. Is there a merch store anywhere where you can get this shirt? No, not yet. I had this made specifically. I should, though. I should figure out somebody that'll make this shirt. Dr. Cush's Exotic Hawaiian shirt. The Aloha shirt with my face all over it. Very weird. It's very weird. That's what I got for you guys. Till next time, what do we always say? We always say things like bye-bye. Or we always say things like, you Dr. Jinga Jenga. But instead, tonight, I'm going to say to you guys...
Are you trying to drive me crazy?
Yes. Oh, good. Trip to 808. Perfect. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, we will find him.
Are you Dr. Jinga Jenga?
We'll find Dr. Jinga Jenga at some point. And until next time, Thursday, we will be back here on Thursday. Until then,
bye!
Aloha. Which also means bye. And hello. This means bye this time. Bye, guys.